Hi, I'm Bryan Kule. I'm owner of Shades of Soho here in the downtown. I've owned Shades of Soho for close to 8 years, and I've also been a resident close to 11 years. And I wanted to share with you ideas that I had to promote the downtown, Rock Road, the central business district, and share with you my observations of how I believe we can do that. So since I'm in the home furnishing business, I like to look at the downtown as the foyer of your home. So when people come to buy a house in town or they come to visit the town, pretty much one of the things they're going to look at besides the house or the home they're visiting is our downtown. That sets the pace for the entire town. So let's face it, probably most of us are, for lack of a better word, bored with our own downtown. We shop where we're going to shop, but we can't really just walk around and see something new like we would do when we'd visit another downtown. So most of the stores are open during day hours. When the trains come in and the day is over, most of the shops are closed. So I see two kinds of people walking mostly on the street during the day. I see the stay-at-home parent, and I see retired seniors. The stay-at-home parent, maybe they'll buy a slice of pizza, with their kid, get Starbucks, maybe buy a book at the bookstore. But what I'd like to talk about is the retired senior. But not just any retired senior. I want to talk about the wealthy retired seniors. The retired seniors that live in Franklin Lakes, Upper Saddle River, ones that are going to spend money on themselves, they're going to spend money on their kids, and they're definitely going to spend money on their grandkids. So rather than looking at our downtown as a bunch of individual stores, would like to look at it as one giant store. Like this is a mall. You can come to our store or our mall and you could get homemade cheesecake. You could go buy a children's book for your grandchild. You could go get some pizza. You can learn how to dance. You can get your lamp repaired. You can get your clock repaired, and you can get your nails done and your hair done while waiting for something. So the way I look at it is everybody likes a mini road trip. There was an ice cream shop that was in Allendale. I think it closed a year or two ago. And my wife used to drag me there. Firstly, I thought it was called Clyde's. The ice cream was melting all the time, and it tasted no different than any other ice cream. But we liked the mini road trip. We thought it was great just, to get out of town, get in the car, somewhere to go. Now, like I said before, we might be all, and I'm just generalizing, we might be a little bored with our downtown. But when people come to my store, I know when they go to the clock place, from outside the town and they come here and they've never been to Glen Rock, they're always like, oh, what a cute little downtown. They see something they didn't see. It's their mini road trip. And then after they're done with me or done with Paul at the clock place, they're like, oh, where can I go eat? What can I do? And then they start to walk the block and shop the rock. So I feel we have the perfect downtown for that mini road trip for surrounding towns. And here's what I envision. Say somebody through our marketing efforts comes to Carrickmore and they buy something. And then they go to Francesca's and they have a panini. And by the way, they have awesome paninis there. So they have their panini. These are retired seniors. They go home. And a week later, the wife comes home and she says to the husband, what do you want to have for dinner? He goes, I'm really jonesing for that panini. That was some panini. So, say they live in Franklin Lakes, they hop in the car, they come back downtown, they go get a panini. Then they start to walk around, they're like, oh, they have homemade cheesecake across the street. This cheesecake is awesome. Or, oh my God, I didn't know there was a place that could repair our grandfather clock. So they start to walk around and they start to see all the things that we have to offer. And that's who we need to get into our downtown. People from outside who have never been to our downtown. If you live in town, to sit there and try to get people in town to support the downtown, we already know what's downtown. We're already using it. And that's why the tax rebate card wouldn't work. That's why anything where it's like, oh, you need to support the downtown isn't really going to work. There's no way that, if you don't know what's downtown and you lived here for years, I don't know what to tell you. So the way I built my business, and this whole concept is based off of how I built my business. I knew my business was really geared for retired seniors. I started as just lampshades. I do lampshades, I do lamp repair, I make everything here. We pour our own metals, we do replating, we do all kinds of, we sew our own lampshades. We do a lot more than just lampshades, but in the beginning it was just lampshades. And I was like, how can I get people to come buy lampshades? Now, I would look at my grandfather, my father, who still were reading newspapers, and I'm like, the newspaper, even though they say print is dead, is how you get that demographic. And I would advertise in Monday's papers because it was thinner than the rest, and I put it next to the obituaries because my grandfather and father were always looking at the obits. And it worked. And people from day one started coming in. And then my hope was that they would tell their children, which they did. And then as I would hear needs of what they need, what they needed, I was like, yes, I can do that. And I'd find out how to do things, and that's how I grew my business. So what I think is a great idea, if that's a demographic that, and I believe that's a demographic that we should be having during the day, walking our block and shopping the rock, it would be great to advertise the street, not individual stores, but to advertise Glen Rock, the central business district only. I'm not talking about Prospect Street or any other or home businesses, just the central business district. Now, I started this whole concept about a year ago, but I need to explain to you, I feel the people that are going to get the downtown, and we have a good town, and we could make it great. The footprint is there to make it great. And everybody's always talking about, well, we need anchor stores, and believe me, the big box stores or anchor stores like the Gap or whoever, they're not coming into our downtown. And I read on Facebook, I see like, oh, we should have this kind of store and that kind of store, but unless you're going to open that kind of store, someone's going to actually open it, it's just not going to happen. So we need to work with what we have, and we have stuff we can work with. And the way we get people to come down to the downtown is to romance it. We say we have Zagat-rated restaurants, award-winning stores. We could say we were rated, we were ranked like the, top 10 summer destination town. We all know that's not true. NJ.com's on our street, but it is in print, and we can use it. And we should use that to put in advertisements to get people to know about our downtown. What I was trying to say before is the people that would really know how to change the downtown are the shop owners. If you don't own a store, it is very hard, and I'm not blaming anyone, it's very hard to figure out how can we make the downtown more vibrant. But the problem is, as shop owners, most of us, and I'm going to generalize, we work in our stores 6 days a week. We are the salespeople, the bookkeeper, the person that cleans the toilet. We're overwhelmed. I started this a year ago with the idea of, and I told some people that I thought could possibly make it happen, but it never caught on. So I'm sending this out to everyone in town with the hopes of maybe somebody could pick up the ball and run with this. Maybe someone knows how to get this done. And I'm willing to be involved with it. I feel very passionate about it, and I believe this is the answer. It's just, it took me a year to get this filmed and taped, so if you're going to wait for me, it's not going to happen. But I could use a lot of help, and we can get this going. So what I have envisioned is, it'd be great if every week we advertise, say in the Bergen Record, our big store, our street, get people to come downtown. And I think what would happen is it would slowly catch on, and people would be like, wow, there's a lot happening in Glen Rock. Let's go check it out. Also, it's not bad for our town to be in the newspaper in a very positive way every single week. That's just in general. And also, there might be a store in Englewood, there might be a store in Westwood, because we're always like, oh, how are we going to fill the vacancies? And they're just like, wow, they may be sitting there going like, something's happening in Glen Rock. Let's go check it out. Maybe we'll move our store there. It seems like they're really putting forth an effort to get people to shop in their downtown. So I already bought a domain name last year. It's shopeatlivnj.com. Go on the website and check it out. I picked that name because I thought if someone just put in Google search, it would help with the SEO keyword stuff. If someone said like where to shop in New Jersey, maybe we'd pop up instead of just putting Glen Rock because nobody's searching for it. And a shout out to Howard Spaeth because he's the one that started doing the website for me. He did an awesome job. It's really clean, very neat, but it's not finished yet. But check it out, it is live. I also came up with the ad already, promoting the downtown, which I'll throw up here on the on this post. So to sum everything up, I hope everything I said makes sense. Go to the site, shopeatlivnj.com, check it out, and post and let me know your thoughts of my ideas. Thanks.